Hey everyone, Dr. Eric here from MedBetter Health, where we help caregivers like you get information that's impactful and life-changing. Are you ready? Okay. Today's topic is actually very, very special because we're going to focus on you, the caregiver. What do you know about yourself? What do you know statistically about yourself? When you look at the mirror, I know you see yourself every morning, but what about nationwide? Who are you, the caregiver? Let's look into that together, okay? Well, how many of you are there? There's 12 million caregivers in the United States. Wow. And they are unpaid caregivers. Think about yourself, taking care of mom, dad, balancing work, and at the same time going back to mom at 6 o'clock after work, rush hour traffic, just to make sure she's okay and she's got enough food for the week, right? There's 12 million of you. Okay, my mom and dad are caregivers to my 93-year-old grandmother. So they're 2 out of the 12 million. 59% of these caregivers, of you guys, rate the emotional stress as high or very, very high. So I know you're stressed. I know you're listening to me out there, and you do have a level of stress out there right now, and it's well warranted. Now, what other interested numbers is that in the United States, the actual economic value, the amount of care that you guys provide, if someone were to pay you for it, would equate to $413.5 billion. I feel like the lotto man, right? $413 billion. Now, let's look at that comparatively, actually. So you have Walmart. By show of hands, and I know you're watching, so raise your hands. How many of you know Walmart? What's the revenue of Walmart? $611 billion. What about the revenue and the workload that you're doing? Economically, $413 billion. Just to put that in perspective, McDonald's, we all know McDonald's, $23 billion of revenue compared to what you guys are doing. Yeah, you listening out there. Now, here's some other interesting information. We see over here that I know you're at work. Some of you guys are doctors, nurses. Some of you guys are administrators. Some of you guys are working in McDonald's or Burger King, right? Some of you guys may be in the space industry, anywhere. But what's interesting is that 57%, more than half, of employed caregivers either arrive late or leave early because of the fact that they are a caregiver and they have mom, dad, their brother as a responsibility. I think about that. That's significant. And 18%, close to 20%, reduce their professional hours. And then 20%, 1 in 5, quit work entirely. Listening to those numbers, does that sound like that's you looking in the mirror? Does that sound familiar? Okay, let's take a look at some more data, which is really interesting. You're taking care of mom. You're her caregiver. You're unpaid, right? If mom didn't have dementia or you weren't a caregiver, your cost to just take care of someone diagnostically and would be $6,667. However, someone who has dementia and you're caring for that person who has dementia, your out-of-pocket yearly cost is double. So I know it's expensive, whether it's a private duty home care that you have to hire to be with mom when you're not home, right? Whether it's an adult daycare that you're paying for so mom doesn't have social isolation. These things can get expensive. So looking forward, here's another, this is a very touching data point when I looked at it. In the general population, anyone over 56 years old, 2.7% is the risk or the percentage of people who commit suicide, 56 and over. If it's a dementia caregiver, you're taking care of somebody who has dementia, and the mean age is 64 years old, they have a 32% prevalence of suicidal ideation as opposed to 2.7%. If you look at the number, that's a 12x higher risk, 12x higher risk of suicidal ideation compared to non-caregiving peers. So there's a lot of pressure, right? And if you have a lot of pressure in life, don't think that, oh, pressure, nothing will happen. Think about it if I have this thing over here and I'm applying a lot of pressure on it, at one point, what's going to happen to this? It's going to break. Why? Because it's not titanium, right? And you're not titanium. So we understand the actual risk. And because you're not titanium, there's a physical deterioration. And if you look, sleeping itself, 2.4 to 3.5 hours of sleep that is lost for a caregiver. You're losing that sleep. And if you're not sleeping enough, what happens? Cellular recovery. So you're a caregiver. If you know, I like to use this example very often, when you're on an airplane and you have a child, and all of a sudden there's turbulence in the plane, and the flight attendant says, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the oxygen mask fall down. Please put the oxygen mask on who first? On yourself first. And then you're going to put it on your child. Because if you don't put it on yourself first, and you have a child, what's going to happen to you? You're going to lose oxygen. Are you going to be able to take care of your child? No, you won't. The same thing is true when it comes to being a caregiver in dementia. If you don't think about yourself, look at these rates. Chronic disease spikes 18.4% in caregivers when it comes to cancer as opposed to 11.8%. Diabetes is higher. Coronary artery disease is higher, right? The strain, the mortality rate, high strain caregivers, like some of you guys who are watching and you think you're titanium but you're not, have 1.5 times more likely to die within 5 years as compared to their less strained peers. That's huge. And we know what happens, right? You stop inviting friends over. You stop accepting invitations to go to places. You start having social isolation, and you yourself get into the mental mind frame of depression, anxiety, social isolation, right? And clinical studies show that. So we've talked about the data. We've talked about the different things that's affecting you as a caregiver. Well, what can you do about it? What are some interventions that you could do about it? What's the treatment plan, Dr. Eric? You've told us the problem, but what is the solution? No solution, what's the point? Let's look at it. So, if you look, support groups alone. I always talk about support groups. Support groups are super important because when you go to a support group, you may not have time for it, but when you're there and you're putting it all on the table and people just like you are there, A, they hear you out and you feel like you left baggage when you come out and you feel so much lighter. How many of you ever had that? You told a friend something and you were so upset and then you told your friend and when you left that situation, you felt like, oh man, I'm glad he listened to me, right? So support groups, they're really, really good. And they have actually minimal impact on overall burden. So you think it's big, but it's not burden to go to it. Mindfulness interventions, that's important. Multi-component interventions and low-intensity cognitive behavioral therapy. Sometimes if you're a caregiver, you may need to see a therapist. You may need to see someone to talk to. If a support group is good, but you feel you need professional help, that helps too. And then there's this best approach that has the high clinical efficiency, and that's where new programs from Medicare just came out. Medicare saw all these and it combined all of this into one program that's called the Guide Model. What does it stand for? Opa. The GUIDE model stands for Guiding an Improved Dementia Experience. For who? For you, the caregiver. And what do you get with the GUIDE model? Well, you get a couple of things. Number one is you get care coordination. You get your own care navigator, concierge, that you can call and say, Samantha, I need your help. I don't know what to do. Can you help navigate? Yes, of course. Samantha's there for you from 9 to 5. Here at Med Better Health, we have Irina, we have Yekaterina, we have Sabrina. Interesting, right? We have Irina, Yekaterina, and Sabrina. They're actually real care navigators that help out. We have Zayed. They're available 9 to 5. But what happens after 5 o'clock? You have a 24/7 support line that you can call and get help. Talk to somebody, even if it's just to let everything out, right? To put your emotions on the table so people can hear out. We also have education. Hey, Irina, listen, mom doesn't want to take a shower. I don't know what to do. Oh, let's go into that. Let me give you some tricks of the trade of how you can help mom take a shower. Does she not want to take a shower because she's afraid of the water? Is it too hot? Is it exposing herself? Is it because she's not able to get up? Let's go into that. Let me give you some resources that can help you understand how to do it. That's the education. And then you have the actual support, not just the navigation, but actual support. Let me take you to the future with this. You're sitting home. You're like, man, I wish every Sunday I could just get 4 hours or so to myself, and someone could be with mom to take care of mom while I'm going to go play golf. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go play golf, and someone's going to sit with my mom, and I'm going to relax. There's a program for that called the Guide Model that Med Better Health participates in. How does it work? Well, we're going to pay, we, Med Better Health, are going to pay a private duty home care to come to your home so you get relief and mom has someone to watch after her and you can go play golf. Or if you're a lady, you can get your nails done, right? One of the two. You could also play golf if you're a lady, because I know some ladies who really, they kick my tuchus in playing golf. They're incredible. So that is what the Guide Model is. And honestly, research has shown, real research has shown, that there's a high clinical efficacy to doing what? When you actually get trained, when we train you on what to do, when we provide you with support, when you have a place to vent if you need it, when you have a place to teach you, to give you relief with someone at home, research has shown that it decreases all the bad things that I talked about in the previous slides. That goes down. So if you listen to this video and you're like, man, Dr. Eric just described me. He just talked about me completely. You're not alone. Look up here right now. There's a website. I want you to go to that website. What you'll see on that website is a video where we talk about in 5 minutes exactly what the Guide Model is. Then you'll say, and I know you will, you'll say, wow, this is great. This is for me. You're going to look down and you're going to see a form. You put up some basic information. One of my team members, either Irina, Sabrina, Zayed, or Yekaterina, or Chris, will give you a call and then take you through the process. And you'll see your life is going to change. So if you like this video, I want you to subscribe, because I have a lot of incredible type of stuff like this that I say almost every day we put it out. So you want to be on top of that. If you have a comment and you're like, hey, I don't know, what about this? What about that? We read the comments and we actually respond to the comments. So comment below as well and like it, because the more you like it, the more other people see it as well. And we can spread this information so everyone who's a caregiver just like you can get the help that they deserve. I'll see you next time.